This week, the military situation in eastern Ukraine has once again escalated, as forces loyal to the Kiev government advanced on positions controlled by defense forces of the Donetsk People's Republic, the DPR, near the city of Gorlovka. Gorlovka is a DPR-controlled town located north of the DPR capital of Donetsk. Its pre-war population was about 256,000 people. On May 21st, pro-Kiev troops backed by artillery and machine gun fire stormed positions of the DPR at the settlement of Golmovsky, north of Gorlovka. They failed to overrun the DPR defense, but killed at least one DPR fighter and captured 3 others. At least 10 Kiev soldiers were killed, and 4 others were injured according to the DPR side. On May 22nd, a group of Kiev troops, backed by battle tanks and BMP armored vehicles, advanced on the settlement of Chigari, northwest of Gorlovka. Firefights also erupted in the settlement of Zaitsevo and the area of Southern Mine. According to reports, at least 2 pro-Kiev fighters were killed, and 4 others were wounded in these clashes. On May 23rd, sporadic clashes in the area of Gorlovka continued. A total number of casualties of pro-Kiev forces reached at least 31 killed and 40 injured fighters. Since the start of the week, artillery units of the Ukrainian armed forces increased strikes on Gorlovka and the nearby settlements. The shelling resulted in casualties among civilian population and destruction of buildings in residential areas. According to statements by Ukrainian officials and public figures, pro-Kiev forces are pursuing the following goals: to establish control over key heights near Gorlovka, using control over the key heights to isolate the city and to force DPR troops to withdraw from it, to use the captured area as a foothold for further operations against the DPR in the areas of Kievo and Debaltsevo. The town of Debaltsevo is a key logistical hub between the DPR and the Lugansk People's Republic (LPR). In 2015, pro-Kiev forces suffered a devastating defeat during the Battle of Debaltsevo. Hundreds of troops were killed, wounded, and captured by DPR and LPR forces. Kiev's plan to separate these republics via a land advance failed. However, Ukrainian leadership has not abandoned attempts to interrupt traffic between the LPR and the DPR. Currently, it uses saboteur groups for this purpose. On May 21st, a bridge in the area of Ivanovka was blown up by Ukrainian saboteurs, interrupting a direct supply line between Lugansk and Krasny Luch. Krasny Luch is known for hosting some weapon depots for LPR forces. Local sources also report that the Kiev side has concentrated a notable number of troops and military equipment, including battle tanks, in the area of Stanitsia Luganskaya. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, commented on the recent escalation by calling on both sides to stop fighting and to fulfill their earlier commitments. Offensive actions by pro-Kiev forces have not been condemned. Earlier, South Front forecasted a possible escalation in eastern Ukraine in May-June. Currently, the first phase of the new spiral of tensions is observed. If international observers and the Ukrainian partners do not force the Ukrainian government to halt its aggressive actions, a new open-armed conflict will arise in eastern Ukraine in the summer of 2018.